All right, good morning, guys. Nice spring, cool, crisp air this morning. So this is what we're working on. As you know, I do lawn care. I have a small lawn care business. My truck's getting ready to give out on me. I got my Explorer. I'm not gonna car top, or I want to avoid car topping the Kayak on the Explorer. So what I'm going to do today, and what I'm going to bring y'all along in case this is maybe a project you want to try. But let me show you what I'm working with and what I'm going to do. So this here is my lawn care trailer. You know, nothing much. This is a 5x7. I believe I got this at Lowe's, and you know, of course, that mesh floor is not the greatest, but I reinforced it with some 2x4s and kind of made it more stout. But as a lawnmower sit on there, I have this here, and I'm going to paint that, but we're going to do it step by step and in stages, nothing crazy. This is my first time doing this, so bear with me. There's going to be some mistakes. I'm going to try to do it in stages, so there's not a whole lot of confusion, and I'm going to make it as simple as possible, because remember, I got to be able to take that new bracket off, or the new system I'm going to use to carry the Kayak. I'm going to need to take that off when I go and do lawns. But being that this is we're in the fall transition, I don't have a lot of work right now, so this would be a good time to practice on it. I mean, I wouldn't do it during the spring, because then I'd have to constantly be taking it off and on, off and on, off and on. But anyway, that's the deal. That's what I'm going to try to do. So we'll do it in stages. And I'm going to make it as simple as possible, so that maybe this is something you might want to do. And also remember, this is like angle iron. It's not, or square. Well, it's more like angle iron. Now, if this was square tubing, that could be just as easy. I don't know about round tube. I don't know. Maybe you could use some some U-bolts. You know, they go like this, and you could. You know, those U-bolts for pipes or something. You could probably build something like that. But this is on an angle iron trailer. Okay, that's the style it is. So let me show you the first stage I'm going to do. And I want to make it as simple as possible. I want to run two 2x4s. And then I'm going to run some sort of like bunk system that goes across or along. So let's see what we come up with. All right, so we finished the first stage. Part of this Kayak trailer conversion build. So this is what I've got so far, and I'm gonna try to run with the tailgate like laid flat. I can't take it off because of the certain type of hinges that it has. There's no bolt or anything. It's just welded on there, one end to the other. I don't know what kind of hinge you call that, but it's not removable. So nowadays the trailers come with the gate where you can take it off with a single bolt on each side. Not in this case. So this is like an older trailer. I've had this for about 6 years. Anyhow, let's get down to business. So far I'm probably going to run with it like this. I'll have to move the license plates where it can be visible, but this is what I've got so far. I got two 2x4s, and I know 2x4s, that's a length of about 5 feet. But I've doubled up the 2x4s, as you can see right there, so that can give you plenty of strength. And then right there, of course, and then we've still got to bolt this to the actual trailer itself. I did the exact same. I copied it, exact same size, length, and everything on this side. So that's what we've got so far. And then we'll start. I'll get back to y'all when I start doing this the bunk system, right? So that and this is just simple. It's nothing. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Really, it's really not that hard at all. And that's why I'm making it as simplistic as possible, because maybe you might want to do this. Heck, maybe you might want to just, you know, go full on trailer build, you know, and go crazy with it. But I'm not, being that I use this also for lawns. So I'll get back to you when we put the bunks on it, and well, when we screw these what do you call them, these beams going across. Let's get those screwed in first, and then I'll get back with you. All right, guys, so my next step was putting on some, or attaching the rails that go the opposite direction of the way the boat would go. These right here. So all I did was, don't mind this, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but was getting it bolted to the trailer. So I got a big washer on the bottom with that eye bolt there. Same thing on that side. And then on the opposite end, on the other side of the kayak, I'm sorry, I had to move into the garage because that sun was really coming down, but I don't know if you can see it. It should be there. Anyhow, so I got those 4 eye bolts, right, going through the frame of the trailer. So let's look underneath. Let's look underneath. That's the way she's going to sit. She sits pretty flat. Remember, don't mind this. We're going to talk about that in a minute. She sits pretty flat. And that might be able to do it. That might be able to hold her. I'm just not. I'm going to go an extra step. So that's where these come into play. So these are, I believe they're like 5.5 by 5.5 decking boards by about an inch thick, 1.25 inches thick. So all I did was attach them, made like a V shape, right? So the thing with that is I'm gonna try to push this like underneath the kayak, so when the kayak comes from the water up into this, it'll kind of cradle it, right, from going side to side. I'm just really cautious when it comes to stuff like that. You're taking this on the road, you could risk somebody's life, your own life, right? So we want to be we want to try to be safe as possible. Now mind you, this is pressure treated here because this was a decking wood, and now so all I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to try to find a position, and I'm gonna also carpet this so it doesn't rub the kayak. You know, that's the important thing, is the kayak. That's the important piece and the most expensive piece to the puzzle. So I want to kind of push this in the other side. I have one on the other side. I'm going to push that one in, so when I'm bringing it up from the water, it cradles it. Idea? Well, that's my idea. So this is how she sits, and she's not even in the cradle yet. So I mean, that it sits really well. And I was able to, I had to come in, it was getting hot, but it's gonna fit perfect. Now I do have the Hobie Outback. This wouldn't particularly work on it because that Hobie's 12 foot long. This one here is a 10 foot, and this is a 5x8 trailer. So I want it to be like this. I don't want it hanging too much further back because I want to be legal with the lights. So, and this is how much she sticks out in front. I still got some room, even if I did scooch her back just a bit. But anyways, that's it. That's the gist of it. So let me figure out, and I might have to cut these down a bit. I think they're a little too long. You know, and I'll cut them to size, and we'll go from there. So I'll see you back in a minute, or a few minutes. Okay, so a little update of where we're at with the trailer. So this is what we've got. I painted the rails, or the I guess you'd call them cross beams, black. Still got the eye bolts on there. I'm probably going to move those closer into here so that it better holds the kayak during transport. And then on the inside, I've left a little gap here because I plan to put some carpet in there. So I left about maybe a 1/4 inch gap. On the other side it's like an 1/8 inch gap, but that's pretty much center. So then there I can just adjust the kayak back and forth. It's going to basically cradle the kayak. Let's see, what else do we do? Oh yeah, so this is what it looks like underneath. And I think it's going to sit well. This kayak sits pretty flat, so it'll sit on there. It'll sit flat, but also cradle it. If you can tell, if you can see that, that's what I'm talking about. But other than that, it should hold. It's just the outside, I guess, the way the hole runs. I mean, even if I did decide to put like maybe some, I see it a lot with some PVC pipe, that wouldn't even work. Let's see, other than that, all I need is strap down and we'll be safe to ride. And then I'm gonna also, I just kind of on the outside, but here I'm gonna put some carpet just so for better protection, I guess when I don't get a splinter or something. But as you can see, she's riding straight. She's gonna ride straight in the center right there, and I just kind of lined it up with the gate. And I'm gonna run with that gate down. I'll have to move the license plate over or move it somewhere. Maybe I could attach it to right here. I could do that. The floor, I'm gonna leave it unless I come up with some black latex paint. But I went to Home Depot earlier. It's like 20 bucks. I don't know, I'm not there yet. Remember, this is a budget utility trailer conversion into a kayak trailer, so that's what we got. And I'm liking the way it looks. And I'll have plenty of turning radius here in the front. So, but I mean, other than that, I just got to put some carpet in on these side rows here. Maybe move these bolts, these eye bolts, into here for transport, and to strap her down. And I think we're ready to roll. Don't mind the kayak. I was in it a couple days ago. But anyhow, that's the way she's gonna look. And then we'll get back once we put the carpet in and all that, so stick around. All right, so we're back. It's day number 2, and this is what I've got going on so far. So I did paint this, what you call it, I did paint this, we're gonna call it a bunk, right? So what it does is it's gonna cradle the kayak like so from going side to side. Now, I really like that system, and it's about, I'm gonna say about 6 inches tall. Runs all the way down, and it's gonna cradle the side of the kayak. And I've got some mounting points I'm going to try out. I'm either going to go with this bolt style, and I'm going to put it through the frame and with a bolt on the end, or I'm going to try to do something like this D-ring here, maybe something like that, going across around the kayak, and then just with a strap. This is a, what you call a pull strap. It's not like a ratchet strap. So these are best for the kayak. So that's going to go on this side, and then I'm going to put another, we're going to do another tie down point on this end and on this end. So that's it. It's coming together. I had to take a break. The first day really got to me. It was really hot. It's really hot in Texas. and then doing this in the sun. So I brought it in the garage. I started this morning. And this carpet, I got this at Ollie's. I don't know if you know what Ollie's. It's a bargain store. And I paid like $4. I paid $4, and all I did was I sprayed some adhesive, but I also used some staples, and I stapled it down. So hopefully when those staples fall out, that adhesive has already dried, and it's all the way through and through. So, and I know I said I wanted to put carpet on the outside here, but no, I think I'm gonna roll with it like that. I like the little look. I like the look, and this way I can put some decals if I wanted to, right? So, and also another thing I'm gonna do, I probably won't film this, but I got some angle iron. And I'm gonna reinforce just for safety. I'd hate to be out there and something happened to me, or worst case scenario, something happened to somebody else due to my negligence. But I took it around the block. Man, she rides sweet. And that's because I might get rid of my truck and I might just buy another SUV. But for now, this is in preparation for that. And also too, the SUV doesn't use as much gas as the V8 Triton, and that sucker guzzles gas. And the way gas is going, it's just this would be more economical. So without rambling anymore, that's what I'm going to be working on, and then we're going to go to that part of it, and then we're going to clean up the kayak. We're going to put it on here. We're going to see what it looks like. We're going to strap it down. We're going to test it. We're going to see what kind of what other tweaks we need to do to make it safe for transport. So, and I like it already because I put this frame on here, and it you can move the whole trailer. Like it ain't gonna break. There's just no way. That kayak is like 60 pounds with everything removed. Don't quote me, look it up. There's the specs. With everything removed, it weighs about 60 pounds. I'm gonna say 60, I'm gonna say 65, but this is well capable of handling 65 pounds. I mean, I lift meat boxes, and yeah, this thing can hold it. This thing can hold it, really. So, but again, I'm just gonna reinforce these frames here with some angle iron, just for safety. But I'll get back to you when I got some more going on. I might take a little break here, but I'll get back to you when I get back on this. Thank you. All right, it is day number 3 of working on the utility kayak trailer conversion. So let me show you what I've gotten so far. I've made some changes. I had some tie straps right here. I took those off. I didn't feel that was enough support. So I got like a 5-inch bolts go all the way through to the other side. I got them on each corner here. And that's about all I've done. And I've put these little like pipe insulation over the metal, so when I'm going down the road, it doesn't vibrate and hit the bottom of the kayak. And it's on there. It's not, if you notice, it's pretty stable. And then I wedged a 2x4 with some carpet underneath there to keep it from flexing so much and not putting too much pressure on the hinges of the trailer. So, and then I put some more anchor points here in case I need them. I don't think I am, and this thing is on there solid. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna put you guys on the boat here, and I'm gonna show you how easy it is to load it. And if you guys remember, also too, the Vivor kayak cart, that thing it's brilliant. I love it. That's one of the best purchases I've made in a long time. Anyway, that's not about that. We've already did the review on that. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to load it up on the trailer. Hopefully you can get that. All right. So give me a minute. It's only going to take about 10 seconds. But let me show you how I do it. So that's it. That's how. And then I've got the straps on there, and I'll show you how it's done. I won't bore you with the boring stuff, putting the straps around and everything, but I'll show you after it's strapped up. That takes about a couple minutes. All depends on your configuration. You can do it how you want. You know, you can go around the boat, through the kayak, whatever. But anyways, I'm gonna go from one end over the kayak, from this end, from that end over to the kayak, and here to that anchor point. So give me a minute, let me do that. I don't want to bore you with doing. Okay, well, now it's strapped in. I got plenty of, I mean, that's shaking the whole trailer. It ain't going anywhere. Yep, not going anywhere. And all I use the cam straps. I don't recommend using ratchet straps. You can easily break the hole on these plastic kayaks. Remember, it's plastic. So, but other than that, I think it's gonna wrap this video up, and it's about time. And I'm excited. I like it. I might go as far as to maybe putting some on the kayak itself, maybe some what do you call it, reflective red tape here, just so I can be seen better. Yeah, so everything works. Lights work and everything. I don't have a problem with taking it down the road. My only problem is the idiot behind me. You know. But anyway, that's going to conclude today's video. And man, this has been a while. So I really appreciate you sticking with me. I'm trying to do, you know, more content like this outside of fishing, maybe a review. I've done a couple, and yeah, you know, with fishing, it never stops. So I'll never stop. All right. Love you guys.